You clicked this video for one reason and one reason only. Your music fucking sucks. Whether you want to admit it or not, or it hurts your feelings, I don't really care. I'm here to help you, and I'm going to give you some of the best advice that I can over the past 6 years that I've been making music, mixing music, doing all this shit, helping people learn to mix music. I'm going to tell you everything that I know and give you the most important tips that I can. Now, here's the thing. The advice that I'm going to give to you in this video is not going to be technical knowledge. It's not going to be boring shit like sidechain your vocals like this. I don't care about that shit. I'm here to give you actual advice that's practical and will actually shift your mindset towards things, because that's what I think is more important. With that being said, I don't know what I was going to say there. Tip 1. I'm going to read the first tip because this sounds absolutely retarded, but see if you get what I mean by this. Focus on quantity instead of quality first. Then once you understand quality, focus on quality, and then quality will pair with quantity. Do you get what I mean by that, bro? Okay, so what I mean by this tip is when you are in the beginning stages of learning to make music, you don't know what quality is. You don't know what sounds good. You don't, like, you have this filter on your ears that, like, can't tell if something sounds good. It has like this, you don't look at it objectively, you only look at it purely subjectively, and you think that your music is hot shit, but then a year from now you're gonna look back and it's gonna be fucking garbage. So the problem is that when you're in your beginning stages and you think something is good, you're going to spend so much time on one song and perfecting that one song, but you don't know how to perfect the song. Your music fucking sucks, bro. And I'm not saying that because I care about you. I want you to improve, but I'm just telling you how it is. Like, you suck, bro. So if you focus on making one song a day and you're trying to make this amazing, incredible song, you're not actually getting the reps in, and you're not actually practicing, because the way you practice is just by making more and more and more songs instead of trying to perfect and polish fucking, bro. You're trying to polish a piece of shit, bro. Like, you just can't do it. It's not possible. So what you want to do instead of focusing on quality when you're in the beginning stages is you want to focus on quantity, and you want to essentially pump out as much music as you possibly can. Just make song after song after song after song. And you might feel this resistance against this and be like, yeah, but I can just make a really good song. You make one of them and then it'll blow up. But don't even worry about that right now, bro. Just make as many songs as you can. Make, like, literally, you have to think about it like this. If you made 500 songs, is it unreasonable at that point that you would be bad at music? It'd probably be pretty unreasonable. So go make 500 songs and go listen to how good you sound. Tip number 2, and this one is kind of controversial. I don't care. You're gonna have some nerds in the comments who are like all up on my dick about this. Stop being so technical. Stop worrying about the advanced shit when it comes to making music. It doesn't matter, bro. Unless you actually got into music because you wanted to be some crazy engineer and you wanted to make the perfect sounding music, and you wanted like the fucking 30 and 60 hertz range to be perfect on certain speakers, that shit doesn't fucking matter, bro. I see all of these people in my comments, they're like, bro, can you make a video about sidechaining your vocals to the low frequencies of the defibrillator to the compressor? What are you talking about, bro? And like, people are gonna say in the comments to this, like, wow, so you're teaching music but you don't understand music? Here's the thing. How many people that blow up on Spotify that are making a living off of music, which is probably your guys' desire? You want to make a living, right? It's just the truth. It's just the reality. It's just the truth. People want to make a living from music. How many people that make a living from music know what this shit is? They just don't. So, like, don't bore yourself and don't go down this rabbit hole of trying to figure out all this technical stuff. I'm going to tell you the truth. Learn what an equalizer is, learn what it does, learn what a compressor is, learn what it does, learn what autotune does, learn how to use it, learn what a de-esser is, learn how to level your music properly, and learn how to master your music. If you want help with these things, I have a program in the description. You can get a completely free 7-day trial, so I'm not even selling you here. I don't care to sell you, but you can click the link in the description. It'll help you. Like, I'm telling you, I've read books on this. I am not like a nerd, but I've read books in detail to explain this stuff to you, so you can learn it in a way that's not so confusing and so boring, because that's the main problem that I have with the technical stuff. It's just boring. It makes you fall asleep at your desk. It's like, what the fuck am I learning this shit for? So if you don't like that and you want to learn from someone like me who will just kind of teach you what you need to know, but not in such a boring way, first link in the description, that'll be the link to that. It's called the Sunlight Sound School. You can join that. Free 7-day trial. If you don't like it after 7 days, you can cancel it. It doesn't matter. That would be tip 2, is don't bore yourself with the technicalities and learning exact different like techniques. Just learn the basics, learn the fundamentals, get it down, and if you really want to in the end do that other shit, go ahead. But I never cared to, just because like popular people don't do it. Like, bro, You telling me Juice World knew what a fucking sidechained compressor was with a ratio of 20 and a defibrillator? Right. Tip 3 is don't buy vocal presets. Vocal presets, if you just are a millionaire and you can blow cash like it's nothing, they can be something you can learn from. But I will tell you that if you buy a vocal preset expecting to sound like a person or expecting it to make you sound incredible, there are a few problems with this. For one, if you are in the beginning stages, you don't know what good is, and I've touched on this earlier, but you don't know if it sounds good. And your brain, when you make a purchase, this is like psychology, it's a known thing. When you make a purchase, you will justify it in your own head, meaning you think it sounds good, but in reality, it might sound like shit. You're just telling yourself it sounds good because you purchased it and you don't want to make a fool of yourself, so you like justify the purchase. Then for 2, you don't learn. So like, you don't want to be an artist who just doesn't understand anything about mixing, because then you'll really fuck yourself over in the end because you just won't understand how to mix. And that is an important thing, because imagine you go to the studio and you're like, fuck guys, I forgot to bring my Gunner preset, I gotta go back home and I'll be right back. Yeah, that doesn't really roll off the tongue. So you have to make sure that you learn mixing in itself, and then from there, if you want to play around with presets, I will tell you, they save a lot of time. If you know how to tweak them, if you know mixing and you know what all the things in the preset are doing, and it's not just you're throwing it on and you're like, wow, I don't know what any of this is, I'm just going to use it and it sounds good. If you're doing that, question it. If you know what the shit does and you know how to tweak it and you know how to make it sound good, it can save a lot of time. Like, I personally, when I'm making music for fun, I will use them because it saves time. It saves like 20 minutes of fucking extra work that you'd have to do to mix your vocals. But if you don't know how to mix, never buy them, because you won't understand how to use them and you won't understand how to tweak them. You won't understand if they sound good, so it's just a waste of money. A tip 4 is not mixing advice, but it's like music making advice. Creativity blocks don't exist. It's quite literally just resistance made up in your head. It's like a figure in your brain that's like looking down on you, telling you that you have this thing that's stuck in your brain that you can't get around unless you just take a break. I will agree that taking breaks can be important for your creativity, because otherwise you will burn out, and it's kind of up to you to tell which point you're at. But I will also tell you that you can push through creativity blocks and you can get past them. Now, it's up to you to decide if you want to or not, because I've had past experiences where I've tried to push through creativity blocks and I got a migraine and I started to hate making music, and it was the worst because I was making a living off of like selling beats, and I didn't want to make beats anymore, but I knew it was my job. So like, I forced creativity, but then I hated making beats. So like, it was a horrible loop. So if that's what happens to you, don't do that. But if it is like a minor bit of creativity block, you should use some discipline. Don't get lazy. Don't just be like, yep, have a creativity block, let's go scroll on short form content. Don't do that bullshit. That's where you're just being a lazy little prick and you need to fix it. By the way, I hope you guys know that I fucking love you. Like, when I call you prick or like talk shit about you, I'm doing it because I want to help you. I'm not doing this because I actually hate you. Like, I love you, bro. Now, tip 5, be a fucking cuck. And what I mean by this is not in the way you think. Watch other people make music. I don't mean watch your wife have sexual relations with another man. That is not what I mean. But if you like that, I don't blame you. I'm kidding. But anyway, watch other people make music. Now, there's one person in specific that I know does this. I don't know if there's anyone else that does this. If there is, you can leave it in the comments. But I know Jace. He's an underground artist. You might have heard of him. You probably have heard of him. Jace is now a streamer, and what he does is he literally just streams himself making music. You can watch his whole like workflow. You can watch him make music, and you can watch how he does it. You can watch him like click the space bar. You could watch him. I forgot the thing. It's like when you click the spacebar over and over and you like, it's not tap in, punch in. Oh yeah, you can watch him punch in. I don't even know why I said that. You can watch him just make music in general. You can just watch how he does it. You can watch his workflow. You can watch how he flows. You can watch how he doesn't really mix on them because he uses a preset because he understands. But he will go in and tweak stuff, so you can see like you have to tweak stuff. It's crazy because you can just learn from him. That's how I learned. I learned from Nick Mira, but that was for making beats or whatever. So I would tell you that's probably one of the best things you can do is just watch other people do it. It's kind of cuckoldry, but it works, bro. I'm telling you. It's just anything to get the job done, I guess. But with that being said, I don't really have anything else for you. So I hope that this video helps you. If this helped you, let me know in the comments. Bye.